Oh, I found out something new about this. I've had this for so long and I've never known because I've never even bothered with video. This is something called guidelines. What did the guidelines come up on your image when you're done? Anyway, I want to show you how to develop this 80 rad, okay? That's your cross point there, okay? There, your cross point. Stick your needle. I'm going blind from here. I can't see it from here, but I don't want to block the light. Put it right in centre, that, you know, when you're a sniper or whatever. In one of the games, a sniper, you put that crosshair on. Right, okay, so what you do, very gently, just put an arc on one of your legs there. And if you want, you can go all the way across to the other leg. Put your arc on, because you need those now. And you'll be able to tell if you develop this properly and you divide it. This compass leg is still the same. So as you can see, I've just drawn a quarter circle. It's a quarter, that is. Right? Now, this is where your errors start to creep in, so be careful. On one of those, where you've just drawn your lines, intersection, that circle that I just drew, put that right in it. Because the worse you get in there, the worse your error, okay? And once you've got it in there, don't press too hard and draw that. And it should touch down there and up here. I do this so that I can check that nothing's gone wrong. Okay, now I'll do the same thing over here. Look for that point, that crossover point on the other one. Get it in there, nice and easy. Right, drop it in there. Same thing again. Check it. Yep, it's right, check it. So what you've done now is you made this spirograph. Do you remember that when you played spirograph when you were a kid? I mean, you still do now. You do because you secretly do it, don't you? Hey, what you like? We didn't have spirograph, we just used a drawing pin. Okay. Stick it in there, right? That's your centre point. You've just developed. Oh, I can't let go of this. You just developed your centre point. Okay, look. There, that's where it strikes. It's tangential, not tangerine. You just created the tangential. You swing it back round, and you created another. You should feel it go in the pinhole. If you don't feel it go in the pinhole, you've missed. Just to confirm, keep going. All right. This proves you're a genius. Because look, I've heard if you can draw a full circle, you're a freaking genius. Am I not a genius? Did I not just draw a full circle? No, you're supposed to draw it freehand, aren't you? Yeah, you're supposed to draw it freehand. What you could do if you were really clever, this is how you do it. You'd super glue that to a table, right? This is how you'd learn to be a genius, and you can prove to everybody you're a freaking Einstein. Don't do it on the outside because it'll never work. Stick that down to the table, right? Get your muscle memory working. This is how you do it, look. Not a Rubik's cube. This is a circle. I bet there's somebody who's going to do this now. Now that I've shown it. Do that for 10,000 hours, okay? Because that's what you need for a PhD. I think 10,000 hours? 10,000? 100,000? 10,000 hours for 5 years, all right? Whatever that is. You can work it out. 24 hours, yeah. 365 days, that tells you what it is in a year. Times it by 5, and that'll tell you how long you have to work at it. How long you have to keep doing that before you are a PhD, okay? And you write a thesis on it. No, not that one, not that thesis. I can't say it, and I dared. I'll screw it up with my mouth, not going to do it. All right. So, what we got there is the centre of this. Now you can draw your dashed line in, because can you see that? There's a little dot there, and there's a little dot there. There's a little dot there, and there's a little dot there. Can you see it in here, right? Can you see that? Dot to dot. Do you remember that? Dot to dot. Oh, you've done this. You've done it. Right? Put it away. Don't leave that on your bench. Put it away. Close it up. Before you went off to use this, you closed that. You closed this, because if you didn't and you pushed that over there, and all your precious stuff's on the floor. I've no nails, so But I've lubed it now and it just fell out. Yeah, there, just look at that. It just came out. You saw that in real life. Put this bugger back, all right? Put it back in there. You've had your mitts on it. You should clean it. You've had your mitts on it. It won't go rusty. It's stainless steel. It's chrome plated. It's got nickel coating underneath, but they put nickel on first, and the washing bleach and put nickel on it, and they deposit nickel on. Then you get chrome on top of it, nickel. Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong, all right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Don't just come over and kick me with the boots on, like some people do. All right, we'll close it up. Close your little nub. Press here. Close your little nub. Is it okay? Don't fall out, right? Put that back in your box. Put it away. You're not going to use it again. You've done the tool that you want to do. Put it away, okay? I'm going to leave it there because I can't put it away at the moment. I can't, but you put it away. I'll leave it. Right, so I've developed my circles. I'm not going to use that again. Okay, I've developed my circle and I'm not going to use it again. I'm going to use it on the wood. But I've got to use these points to make the layout on. I'm going to use these to make a layout on top of the wood again. I'm going to put the wood directly on here. I'm going to make that wood and fit it on here to this. Not that, because that's all scrag now. There needs to be nothing else on here. This is the data. This is all it needs on this drawing. Nothing else. Everything is going to be developed off this. This drawing is done. Okay? So this one is done, dusted and finished. I think. No, it's not. No, it's not. I tell a lie. I need to put them on, don't I? I need to put my two plate backs on. I need to put the plate back on that one. And I need to put the plate back on that one. Yes, I do, because this is the bottom plate. It's that size. And this is the top plate. It's that side. When the plates are done, I'm going to develop the cutouts, the drawers, all that's going to go. But first detail, I can't put any more information on there because it's just confusing. It's totally confusing. The more information you put on that drawing, the worse it gets. Some information has to be on, others you can leave off. This on the vertical section, I need all these plates. I need to know exactly where they are and how long they are. So that's why this drawing is so complicated. Because every one of these plates, that plate has to be developed. It's that long. It goes into space. It comes up like that, yeah? Grows out of there. You know, when they do that 3D animation, they show like that. It goes, it makes a skyscraper or whatever. That's what this does. It's extrude. You know your extrusions on your, what do they call them? 3D plastic printers, resin printers and stuff. You can't see the resin printer working. You can, sort of. But the one that lays it down, you know, I don't have one. I don't need it. I've got no need for it. I can make stuff out of plastic quicker than a 3D printer by hand. Yeah? Because I've got a gas cat. And with that, I cut sheets of plastic out. And I stitch weld them with that. And they're done. You don't need to wait 16 weeks for a printer to make me a piece of something. If I want to bend it into that shape, I get this sheet and I put some heat on it and I bend it with my hand. It's done. And if I want to make something like the top of a dome on something, I want to make that. What am I going to do? Carve it in wood. Yeah, it's done. Melt plastic round it, or make it out of resin or something. I'll make it out of resin myself. Don't need 3D printer. Oh, no use for it. And can you imagine the stink in here of that thing going? It'll set off my fire alarm. And I'm not coming from top of the house all the way down here to turn that bugger off because it's over there. Right, so I've tangential again. So I'm a ranting, raving lunatic. Right, this one can't come off. I'm trying to pick it up. Look, I'm trying to get it off there. Why am I trying to get it off there? Because I've thrown it on the floor. Look. What I numped it. Oh, my back. That's good exercise. Do you know, there was a time I could have done a back somersault straight from standing on the floor. Now, look at me. That's because I did the back somersaults. Because I did that back somersault, I'm like this now. Because I did all that, those high kicks and stuff, I look like this now. Okay. There are we. Right, draw these back plates in. Check the dimensions. Cross-check this with that. Okay. That's how you catch your mistakes, because if you're working in isolation by yourself, or you're draftsman by yourself, and there's no checker, there's nobody to check it for you, because draftsman in a company, you don't check your drawing, you have a quick glance over it and you go take it to a boss man who's looking after your department. You know, he's a drawing office manager or he's a drawing office manager's assistant. He knows more than you Well, he thinks he knows more than you. They never do. Right? They never do. I always know more than they do. I just pretend I don't. Okay. So I'm gonna actually develop the two plates. Put the dimensions on. Check them. Make them. Okay. It's another. I'm not want to do a glue up. I don't want to do glue up for these. I've got a big wooden sheet. A big sheet of wood. It's huge. It's that thick. It's proper wood, and it's bent like a banana probably. But I've laid it up for the last 6 years since 2018. How long ago was that? I've lent it against a wall like that, just to make something with it. So it was cupped, and it's been stood like that, and it's had weight on it. It's had weight against it, pushing it into a wall to try and get the bend out. It's been seasoning in the loft. Sorry, in that attic, in one of the attics. Been seasoning since 2018 when I put it there. I plan a long way ahead. You know, if I want a nice decorative piece of wood with some fungus running through it, you know, I don't leave it outside. I bury it, okay? And then I forget where I buried it. Or don't do what I do, squirrel it. Or forget where it is and woodpecker it or whatever. But you want something beautiful, you plan ahead. I want a nice piece of wood. I want to do something to a nice piece of wood. Leave it outside and let the weather attack it like that. I let that attack for nearly 15, 16 years, that timber. I left it outside, let it get attacked. Let the thing do it. I was going to varnish it all, but I left it now. I built it with it and I left it. I didn't varnish it up. I don't need to. But I have plans when I'm younger, and now I don't do them. I don't have the time. So I'll draw the back plates on. The back point. Because this is a single plate, it starts there and it's just a single piece like that, and there's another single piece that goes from there to there like that. It's just two of them, and then everything else will be sandwiched. It's just, this is your bread, top and bottom breads, and then your sandwiches, you know, like Scooby-Doo when it stacks all that stuff up in between. That's what happens with this table. Go. I'm making that piece of timber. Okay, this one. And I'm making, look, you see how short it is? There's the wall. There's a 15mm offset. Sorry, there's a 15mm offset. And there's the wall. The black line, bluish line. You see them little development lines? There's the back of it. That 15mm gap. There's the back of it. That is that. Running through. I run it through, look. There it is. I've run it through to there. So what you're looking at that like that, okay. And then up here from the 15mm offset, right, this plate goes and it overhangs, all right, it goes right out. But underneath it, I have to put that mark on. The radius mark has to go there, on there. It has to be developed on the underside. This is overhang, yeah. But it's still going to be radius. It's just going to have a bigger radius, which I haven't drawn on yet. I have not drawn the overhang on. Overhang. I won't do it till that overhang's about to be made. And the overhang goes from here, and then it goes past this point. It don't go past here. It goes past there, and it's got a different radius. Okay, it's got a different radius that I have not worked out yet. No, I've got to put the overhang. I've got to go around. The overhang is equal all the way around to get the circle. Yes? The overhang goes all the way around. The further that overhang sticks out, that's just the top of your unit. You know, your unit where you've got that, whatever that is. 40mm. 25.5, that one. Yeah? It's got overhang 25.5. It's because I didn't cut it. I just left it as it was. So, and this overhangs whatever it is. This overhang, I have probably written it on, it's 35, okay, I don't want to go anymore. Because this is another plate here that's at a different dimension. This overhangs that one. And then the drawers are underneath that. The door and the drawer are inside that overhang. And everything's over that overhang. And then this line here is this, okay, it's that line there. So the overhang's 35mm. 25mm, whatever I just said, it's round there. I haven't drawn it because it's just getting more and more confusing. If I had some tracing paper, that'd be great. I don't have a piece of paper, I just need a sheet of tracing paper here. Just tape it to that and draw that bit onto that. Just draw that bit onto that tracing paper, and it's a mirror image. You flip it over and it's a mirror image. All this stuff, didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do this, but I wanted to make sure I got that in. I need that information because there's a caster going in, wherever the hell the caster's going. That caster, that one there, is somewhere here. Wherever that box is, wherever that offset is, here, there's a box in there. I'll just draw this. I'll just draw that line on as well, just to make sure I remember. It's not important to this, but just in case. What will happen is that this will be made. The whole box will be made without this box, without this one I've already made. That's physical. This box will be made, and it won't be sitting on the floor. It'll be sitting on that. So I can build it in here, because I don't have the height with this one extra 150 on. I won't have the height, but I may have the height without it. Or if it comes to, I'll build a table here. I'll build another table here, and I'll build it here if I have to get a metre in here, to get that metre drop, to build in here and a metre and a bit. I'll go, 1,200 off this point here, not that alarm. I'll go 1,200 off this beam, come down, make a platform. All right. I'll just put a piece of wood there, and stick it on top of it, and then I can construct straight off that. Yeah, this room, everything around you is a bench. Okay, that's a bench down there. You just can't see it. You can't see it in your mind's eye, but you'll make a bench down there. I can make a bench in here that goes from there and goes all the way down there, because all this is my room. It's all designated for me. Nobody else comes down here. This is my own little man cave that I can do whatever I want in it. All right? Nobody comes down here. It stinks of fungus and mangoes and juices and all kinds of stuff. The cats are peeing outside the other side of that door. So every surface in here is fixed. That does not move. That is locked to these shelves. It's all part of the shelf structure. Those shelves start at that wall and they go all the way to this box, and they're fixed to this box. This box is never going to move. It cannot move. All my valuable stuff that I don't want to break go into two boxes, and they're solid. They don't move. Everything's bonded to the walls. There's nothing can move. It won't move. It's bonded to that wall. That's a solid concrete block wall, and this is a solid table. Look at the mass it's got on a granite block there. Nearly fell down that wall. 2 granite blocks there. 2 granite blocks there, and all that metal and everything on it, and it's just sat on these spindly little legs. Yeah, but it's got brick anchors in there. More tangential stuff. Anyway, by the by, 18 minutes. That's a good video. I've been told by John this is a good video. I don't know why it won't shut off.